Welcome back to Briggs on Books, our international talk show where I get to talk to authors from all over the world. What was that last author from Greece? Just talked to an author from Greece, and this is my job. I get paid to do this. I read books half the day, and the other half of the day I get to talk to authors from all over the world. Every once in a while we get somebody local, kind of local, yet at an international level that we're so inspired by, we make them come over and over and over. Our next guest is Lynn Lasso. Is your last name sometimes something else, like Lasovich?
It's Lasatovich.
Lasatovich.
But it's a lot easier on everyone to go last. I'm a cowgirl.
I know, well, Lasso's a popular name now, Ted Lasso and all. But this is Lynn Lasso.
But you know, I am a real cowgirl. I used to rope, run barrels, and do all that. In fact, I'll be out at Clovis Rodeo. Helping out with the parade. Fresno Carriage Company's out there, and I'll be working with them. So
I'm trying to think of how old I am. Anybody? Let's just say I've been to over 60 rodeo parades.
I bet.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you're in the limo and you're being treated special.
Yeah, or I'm on the a float or something. Mike Briggs for State Assembly, things like that.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
it's tradition where we're from, right?
Right.
The rodeo parade.
Right.
And why did we get on that subject? The parade's coming up this weekend. You've been in it?
Well, I'm just showing that while I appear to be maybe a city slicker to speak to me, but my roots are in with the country and with cowboys and rodeo and farming, like we're in the San Joaquin Valley, and I support agriculture in a very, very big way.
But that's us and who we are, but our viewers are all over the world, and many of them have that life.
Yes.
Same like rural life and country and crops and horses and stuff like that. Are you in the parade this weekend? I'm just.
I'll either be on Fresno Carriage Company, either on their wagon carrying Nathan Massey.
Nathan Magsy, yeah.
He's going to be in their carriage, and I'll either be up top waving like a little queen, or I'll be walking alongside the horses so they're nice and calm.
And your name's kind of Western, Lynn Lasso.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Will you have a lasso in the parade? Probably not. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I won't. I'll be walking next to the horses.
Have you done any roping?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, all my life. Rope, run barrels, cut, sort, pin, ride jumping horses.
These are events in the rodeo for our city friends, but what was your main event?
Barrel racing.
Barrel racing, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. I love to watch barrel racing. So if you don't know what we're talking about, look it up. Google it. Now, by the way, Lynn, I know you, besides being a cowgirl, also you write books.
Yes.
But you're an inspirational person. I kind of said it to you before, but you inspired me just in the few minutes before we were on the show.
Yeah. You know, I have that gift. I'm very fortunate. I see the bright side of everything. I see the bright side of people, and I see where they seem to struggle. I see good things in them that can grow. And actually that's consistent with my education too, because my education was all about building people and helping them to grow companies. Okay, seeing the best in people when they have forgotten their life is all in disarray. Maybe they've lost somebody, they've lost a way of life, and they have to pick up the pieces and learn how to move forward.
Right.
And
I want to tell you, that's the number one theme on these shows we have, is people whose lives have gone to pieces, and there's a way out. There's a way to come back from that.
Well, there was a day that actually I didn't care if I refused services at a hospital. They said, well, you're a breath away from death, and it's like, I really don't care. Life is just too tough. I've lost everything. I need a surgery. I don't care. And then my daughter came in and said, Mom, you can't quit that way. And so I made a vow that day that I would take care of myself, mind, body, and soul that day. And, the Lord met me where I was broken. And now I coach people. I've actually done that for a long time. I've coached in some schools and some, civic groups and that kind of thing. I just love people. And so often people can't see the wonderful inside of themselves. Or they're going through a situation and their brain is working way too fast and not carrying any of the positive messages that they have within them.
They have them. They have them already.
Right. Yeah. They already have wonderful. But what was it? Einstein said that he failed, 1,000 times? You know, and I really kind of maintain those that are most successful have probably messed up more than more than anyone.
Yeah. I read back when I was just doing my inspirational reading and trying to get inspired by life. There was a quote by Bobby Kennedy. Maybe you know it. I don't even remember. You got to be prepared to fail 1,000 times to succeed once. So that's something people can't be afraid to fail. They need to go out and.
Well, you know what? And I was going to wear my hat because I'm a cowgirl still, but. So what? You fall off, you get back on. You fall off, you get back on.
Yeah.
You know.
We're horse people, by the way, and we really know what that means.
Yeah,
we fall off horses.
We know what the ground feels like. So I'm so excited. I love people. I see the good in people. And what the book does. Okay, let me back up to the book.
Right.
The book, what the book talks about
is it, by the way?
That's the book, and it talks about how we're maybe in the doldrums. We're not in a good spot. And finding your way out and finding your confidence to move forward. Along the way, though, you need to figure out who you are right now, today. So there's an assessment in the book, and it talks about every area of your life.
How are people going to find out who they are right now, today? But there's an assessment in the book.
Right. And then you go back and you look 6 months from now, and you'll see, I don't have some of those same problems. I have problems, but some of them are different now, and they're easier to bear.
Right.
And then along the way, I talk about dating. And actually, I was told this should have been a dating book because I've been on more dates than history.
I think you've been on our show talking about dating more than a lot of subjects.
Yes. But I felt drawn, and I was. I have a mission, and it included writing this book and encouraging people to pick up the pieces and move forward. Right. And along the way, I also show them what a scam looks like and what dating is in 2000 and,
are there scams
and
in dating?
25. Yeah,
I don't mean to laugh at that, but.
Oh, like one of them, one guy says, talked to him for a while, and he said, hey, I'm moving to Fresno, and I want to move somewhere close to you. And, what part of town? And I go, oh, Northwest. And he kept going, and another time he says, I need your address. My furniture is going to be on your porch on Friday. I said, no problem. I gave him the address to Fig Garden. So somewhere in the midst, maybe by the cookie store, he showed up with his furniture. I am not real sure. Yeah. But, I talk about a couple controversial subjects. And there are subjects that affect all of us. Well, there's the sexuality part, but more importantly is as we age, we have, women have the menopause and men have erectile dysfunction or ED. And I have panels that I've worked with. So this isn't me knowing 1,000 men. Right. This is about, I have a panel, and I have cited sites like National Institute of Health and that kind of thing. That is one of the strengths of the book, is you go to the back and look at the references, and you will see, okay, Lynn got this information there. So now I don't have to go have an uncomfortable conversation with somebody that I don't know, or ask a doctor when I don't know what questions to ask. Right. So those are in there. And a big spot that is very important. Alcohol is rampant in drugs within the single industry. It's hard to go anywhere. The wineries have the best entertainment, and I'm not knocking them. I've been there. Yeah. And there's church things that go on. We're looking for places to meet people. Right. And places to go. And I kind of lost my trend.
Well, if you want to meet someone, it doesn't have to be in a bar.
No. I belong to a singles group. Like I go to Cross City Church out in off of Willow.
Cross City.
And there's like 100 people in there. Yeah. And so they've been such an encouragement to me as I write my book and stumble and fall and get up again. And so there's a lot of good people out there. And I always say this about, you go on a date and it wasn't your plan, right? It didn't go as planned. And I always say, okay, you're going to meet some people. You're going to like part of them and forget the rest. And don't take them home to meet your family too soon.
Oh my goodness! Here's my kids. You're on your first date. Hey, you want to come home and meet my kids? They're 2 and 4.
They don't want to know them. Trust me.
Yeah. Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, I just it's amazing that people become single. I'm trying to find a way to say it, but all of a sudden they don't have the other person in their life, and they want that. So.
Well, and sometimes
everybody wants that. I would think.
You know what? And sometimes what we want is we want someone to help us carry our burden.
Mm-hmm.
We want somebody maybe that can just hold us. Maybe we're not all looking for a lifelong relationship. You know, maybe we're looking for travel partners
Mm-hmm.
or friends.
Right.
Someone who cares if we wake up every day.
Right. We need that.
Yeah.
We need that a lot.
That makes a difference.
Yeah. So where, I'm just going to give an example. Somebody my age, I'm 66 or something like that. If all of a sudden I was single, spouse passes away or whatever happens, now I'm all alone. Does that person feel like I must meet somebody? What's the first instinct for people?
Well, in men, in the first year, like 35% will remarry. I got
Remarry?
in
Wow.
2023. I was asked 3 times
Asked to get married.
to get married, and they were wonderful men. They were handsome.
Can I ask
they,
how old were you at the time? Is that fair to ask?
66
Okay,
or
sure.
so.
We're all the same age, I feel like.
Yeah. And why did they ask me? It's because they didn't know how to make their life work. You know, they wanted someone to hold them. They wanted a friend, and they wanted to move forward. They thought they could just put me in there.
In the slot.
Yeah. As it were. And that wasn't going to make them happy either. So I told my usual is, you know, let's talk about it next year. Because there was nothing wrong with these men.
Yeah.
Hundreds of women would have wanted them.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Who should read this book, by the way?
Anyone who's trying to move forward in their life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was talking the other day to a college, and he said the format on your book could probably be good for college too. It is. It's all about any age works. Certainly there's targeting towards after you have children, because then you have different issues than you did maybe before children, and all the way up to as long as you can breathe.
Mm-hmm.
All of those ages. But it's about getting out of the house and it's about finding a life,
Mm-hmm.
doing things you don't want to do so you can be, what is it they said? You do things that you have to do, what we've never been.
Mm-hmm.
How does that go? If you want what you've never had, do what you've never done.
Nice.
That's what we want.
So what about, do you have to go to dating sites? You have to go to bars? Where should people be looking for companionship?
You know what? I think I did pickleball for a while, and that was wonderful. And I really want to encourage people to go out. Pickleball's, it's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
They're friendly.
Right.
Maybe you like to play baseball. Maybe it's football. Maybe whatever it is. And as different age groups are more apt to go out and go skydiving, maybe. But the idea is get out of the house.
Get out of the house,
do
do something.
things even though you don't want to do them, just to get out and get free and to find a new life. You know what the life looks like in the house, and it ain't happening.
That's not the place. Every person I know who becomes single ends up in the bar. Say, oh, let's go to a bar. You want to go to a bar? No, I don't want to go to a bar with you.
Most people don't find somebody all that cool in a bar.
No,
It's
find drunks and
yeah. So
church. People go to church to find some.
I got to tell you this one before we get off.
Right.
Okay, I thought, I wanted to meet somebody, so where am I going to go, right? Well, I wanted to meet a man with purpose. I wanted to meet a man that, of my faith. And so what I did, and people at church don't know this, I went to, a long time ago, like 10 years ago, to the church,
Mm-hmm.
Cross City.
Cross City, yeah.
Okay, I stood in the back, and I look around. Aha, the world is my oyster here, right? There's a good-looking guy right there. I think I'll go sit next to him.
Yeah.
So I did. Yeah, that practice, you have no idea if he's single.
Right.
You have no idea if who he is, It was just, he was cute, and he ignored me, Can you imagine that? Yeah. So, but I only tried one church.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I just need to go to 100 churches.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. If that's a place to meet people, I don't know.
Yeah, But I really suggest get physical. Do something for your mind, your body, and soul every day. That means go out and go for a walk around the block.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just to the end of your driveway. Maybe that's all you can do today. Every day, just to take another step.
Okay.
And it will keep that will also free your brain. The exercise will free your brain that has too many thoughts that don't benefit
Are there
you.
public activities like where you can go play pickleball with, you don't have a partner to play with, you show up?
Oh, you just show up there. Wonderful.
Right.
There's one over off of Fur, I think, over in like the kind of like Marks and Herndon area. There's one at Cedar and I think over on Herndon, and then there's one off of Ashland. These people are wonderful, and they're the great thing about pickleball in some sports, you can play that with your 10-year-old grandson.
Right,
You don't
It
have
doesn't have to be a dating activity. It's just a
no,
yeah.
but it's just the more you get out and the more you find things that
That's
turn
right.
you on as far as stimulate your brain. Maybe it's something you like to, or maybe you like to go to the library.
I love
And
that.
maybe there'll be other people there in the library. And at least you've gotten out, you will taken the first step towards moving forward in your life.
This book is called, I can't read it, sorry, Single.
Single Rising from Ashes.
From Ashes. From Ashes. I'm having a little reading problem these days. But Single Rising from Ashes, who should get this book? What I like to think, I think of it this way, who should I give this book to?
Oh, you gave me that to think on too, and I somebody that is starting over.
Starting over, yeah.
Somebody who
They're all
needs
ages,
to-
aren't they?
They really are.
Yeah.
We start over from the time. Look, high school, we fall in love.
Mhm.
Okay, we're heartbroken, and we still need to find a new way to live without that person in our life.
Right.
So starting over can happen at 17, 27, or 97, I assume.
And especially when you least expect it. So
Yeah.
So I tell you this every time you're on, but I was thinking, who should I give this book to? So I already just talking, I've got a couple people in mind who need this book. They don't even know where to start, or they're doing it all wrong. And not to say what's right or not, but this might give people ideas on how to. And it's not just finding romance, right? It's a life. You want to find a
Well,
life.
you know what I did too is I went down to community hospital. I was broken, and I wanted someone to hold me. I'm a big one, hold me. And so I go to community hospital, and I worked in their. They have is it Randy's house?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Randy's
and families eat there, and so I would go in and I would like sit down with them and I would visit with them.
Mm.
Okay, these were people that were more hurt than me. They had family in the hospital. Life was not good, and I could stand there and listen, and they would hug me, and that was legal.
Yeah. Free hugs.
It wasn't, free hugs.
Nice. Where can people get this book?
Amazon or Kindle, soon to be other places too. I'm talking to a few Bible houses along the way.
We have LynnLasso.com on the screen. What are people going to find there?
They're going to find that I do some coaching,
Oh, nice.
and so there's it's a work in progress. I'm a one-person
Who would
show.
need Lynn Lasso as a coach? Is it business coaching? Is it
Well,
dating
actually,
coaching, life coaching? I put you on the spot. Sorry.
Well, there's a variety of things. There's parity in all of those. Okay, you got to figure out where you start. Okay, where are you today? You got to figure out where you want to go, and who you are on the inside is the most important part. And then find a life that is consistent with the person that you are today and the person that you want to be in 5 years.
That's the most incredible thing interviews ever said on the show, so I appreciate that. We're going to take that clip and put it everywhere, Lynn.
Thank you.
All right, so who should contact you?
Well,
People can buy the book.
they can buy
but
the
if they
book.
want to contact you, and
Go to my website.
LynnLasso.com.
Yes. And there's a phone number on there too. I have another phone number as well that you can use, 559-691-3906, and that gets to me immediately. You need to know somebody's out there that cares, and you need to find direction.
Yeah.
Direction, and know you're not alone.
Right. Oh my gosh, how many people out there in the same situation right now? So, people women who've lost their husband, women whose husband took off, and they're not
Yeah.
alone out there. That's what I've learned most doing these shows.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Lynn. What do you want our viewers to do right now?
Oh, go to Amazon and or my website and order the book. And it's lynnlasso.com, or that's my website. And I want to encourage you wherever you are. One of the things one more thing that's in the book. There's help if you have problems with drugs, if you have problems with alcohol. There's help numbers in here.
Resources.
Nice. And if you're standing on the edge and you need someone to care, you're my new friend. I care.
Nice.
I promise to pray for you.
There you go. Lynn Lasso, everyone. Look at the website, lynnlasso.com.
Cool, huh?
You know how many websites I know? One, lynnlasso.com. Why don't people do that for their website? Just make it simple. lynnlasso.com. lynnlasso.com. Thank you, Lynn, for coming.
You're a blessing.
And you're invited back again and again and again.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere, viewers. We're going to be back with another. Usually it's international authors, but this is international.
It will be,
Yeah.
because I see myself on a stage.
But this isn't a local subject. This is an international.
Oh, it's
going on here.
for all primates.
Okay, all right. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with another author right after this. Thanks, Lynn Lasso. Listen to this. I've memorized her website, lynnlasso.com.
Amen.
We'll be back with more right after this.